Hey, Facebookers, YouTubers. I'm waiting for Instagram to come on. Here we go, here we go. We are about to go live on all channels, and we are live on all channels. Hello, hi, gigpreneur. What's happening? What is going on? Welcome. Happy Sunday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, and I help folks create a side income using social media. What is happening? I haven't sat on the couch and done a live for a long time, so it's kind of neat to be here in the living room sitting on the couch. It was an interesting day. I had my family over. My dad's birthday was a couple weeks ago, actually, but we never really got a chance to celebrate. We were going to celebrate last week and kind of got postponed to this week. So I had family over. It was very nice. It was very nice. So it was kind of cool. We hung out, had some food, and here we are. Now, I want to share with you a couple of thoughts about um, the two different crowds that you may face, and you may feel like you want to stand up for your thoughts and beliefs, right? I've been a kind of a guy in the past that I would be very quiet in a crowd and not voicing my opinion or not sticking to my thoughts and kind of just kind of going with everybody and not really voice anything. Now it does depend on the crowd. I do have to admit, it does depend on the crowd. If I'm feeling like the crowd is just, I you've heard me say this before. I don't go where I'm not wanted, mentally, physically, spiritually. So, so it's kind of it's kind of it's kind of it's kind of been my thing. Even if I'm in that crowd, I kind of tune out. I'm just not there. But then again, you are sometimes in some crowds that you feel like you really got to stand up, right, for what you believe, right? And today was one of those days, and I want to share with you the two crowds. One crowd that you may want to stand up to is a crowd that they are open to hearing your argument, right? They're open to hearing, hey, why are you not on the same ball game, right? Why are your thoughts different? So you can stand up and share your thoughts, your beliefs, and you know what? They may not agree with you, but they're supportive. They get it. But they may not exactly agree with you, but they're like, they don't put you down either, right? Now, there's another crowd that you're going to encounter that is a tough crowd, man. It's a tough crowd. It's one of those crowds that, you know, um, standing up for what you believe could cause some major conflict, right? Imagine, you know what? I'm not going to go there. I was going to go somewhere. Not going to go there. I'll spin it around this way. I was gonna go somewhere, but I'm not. Um, Thomas, I think Thomas is on. Um, what I want to share with you is that some crowds are so rough and tough, and they devalue. your thoughts, your ideas, right? They're no way in shape or form ready to hear anything. They're not open minded. Nothing of that sort plays, right? And one of the topics that's so um, hot, right, as politics. Another topic is religion, right? These two topics people are really hot about all the time anyway, right? So when you are somebody who's in complete disagreement with like the crowd, standing up for what you believe is not as easy. It's not as easy. You see, in the other crowd where people kind of don't agree with you, but they're like, all right, I just gotta, they'll give you some love, right? But yeah, okay, yeah, they give you some love, but this crowd is gonna beat you up, right? Today, for the first time, my family is different. They're awesome, um, but we don't really see eye to eye on a whole lot of things, right? I've kind of taken a turn in a whole different world, right? And I feel like my family, some of them are not really there, right? Especially when it comes to like entrepreneurship and personal development and reading these types of books, not really there. My fam bam, not really there, right? The other thing is, I come from a Muslim background, okay, and some of my members of my family, very close members of my family, are pretty hardcore Muslims. Like they pray, they believe, they read, right? And so for some of them, it's really tough that I'm a Christian, right? And I have my beliefs. I give a blessing before I eat. Now, I don't make everybody to do it, right? It's just I do it. And if anybody wants to join, they join. But other than that, it's really tough for my family to accept that. In fact, I, it's a long story, but it's very tough for my family to accept that. So imagine having these discussions, right? Imagine having these where, you're of one belief and another person is of another person or another whole crowd. They're of another being belief altogether, and that you already on other platforms you're not on the same page, right? So it's not just that. So there's a lot of not being on the same pageness, right? Imagine um, imagine being in that crowd and taking a stand for what you believe. Okay, imagine being in a crowd. A They're Muslim, some pray, they're some of them are hardcore. Some of them have been to Mecca too. Imagine you being a Christian and not being accepted. Stand up for your faith in that crowd. Imagine me saying, no, the only God is Jesus Christ. The only book I read is the Bible. I mean, I read other books, but the only, the holy book I read is the Bible, right? Imagine standing up for that in a crowd like that. The good book says the Lord told Peter that before the rooster crows, you're gonna deny me 3 times, and he goes, "What? I ain't gonna deny you ever." And then he denies him 3 times. Why? Because it was a tough crowd. to stand up in. It was not an easy crowd to say, oh, yeah, I'm one of Jesus's followers. No, they would throw you in prison, and it's not like, oh, it's like a casual prison. No, you would be in deep trouble for standing up for your faith. I want to tell you that um, these crowds are tough, and these crowds will beat you up. They will ridicule you. They will make fun of you, maybe, and they will put you down. All kinds of stuff, right? Just let's spice it up, right? And I want to share with you that these are the crowds that, if you do it right and politely, it just feels so good that you didn't take the I'm not going to say anything mode and just sit on the couch and not say anything. And, when you stand up nicely in that crowd and voice your opinion, voice your thoughts, your ideas firmly with conviction, the vibe changes. The vibe changes. Same thing if you carry this into the business world. Imagine with you guys who are having a side business. And if you don't have any and you want to, go to sidegeeksean.com and tell me what's up. Let's do this dance. Some of you, if you had conviction and you were sold on the profession, I've done a live on this before, sold on the profession, on the company, and the products, those three in order, then your faith, your belief in the business and the profession would be unshakable. When somebody comes to you and says, "Rrr," a bunch of people, you have a crowd of naysayers and haters, right? It won't matter when you stand up to that crowd. Why? Because you got so much confidence. You got so much faith, belief, posture, and it's real talk, right? So there are going to be times where your, what I call MVPs, your morals, your values, your principles are going to be tested. And they're going to be tested tough, man. Because the easy crowd, hey, what's going on, Kira? So one crowd is an easy crowd. You can do that. Your MVPs are welcome. The other one is the one that needs your standing up, right? So I want you to be proud of whatever it is that you believe in. And, I call them the MVPs, your morals, your values, your principles. Be particular with them and don't shake them for nobody, right? Stand up for your beliefs, your ideas, if they're, well, I don't know if they're reasonable or not, but just stand up for what you believe and be careful when you believe in something, okay? You've got to put that belief through a few series of tests, right? So that it passes those things, that it just gives you that, oh, I believe this, right? So make sure when you're putting these things through a test so that it becomes a part of you, you give them a good test. You give them a good run. So you pick your MVPs wisely, your morals, your values, your principles, right? And don't be afraid to stand up for your beliefs and ideas, no matter how tough the crowd. With that, Hopefully, you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. And if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. Let's go. Tag a couple people. And with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, and I help folks create a side income using social media. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.